I don't want to be fake, you know. I don't want to only post the highlights and make everyone, you know, do that whole thing that people do on like Instagram and YouTube and so, well, not YouTube as much, but like, you know, I don't know, just social media where they only post the highlights. And you don't really, and it's not they're not doing it on purpose. I mean, some people are, but you know, people don't think about that, you know, when they're doing it because, fun fact, I mean, you only really want to post those, right? No one has a shitty moment in their life and thinks, oh yeah, I want you to see that. And that was actually my problem of why it took me a while to start this up again, is because I was in that mindset. But you know what? If you get the occasional shitty moment, that means people will only like me more, right? Because that's the thing, especially about our generation. 28, so whoever's in that age group. Yeah, the thing about our generation, not just that, people younger definitely too. Jesus, so 28 and younger. The thing about our generation, hell, even people in their 30s actually, did that rough age, whatever. You get a lot of that fakeness, a lot of that people doing things for clout, because everybody has access to a camera and shit these days. You get people constantly putting themselves in the most favorable light possible, or, you know, editing their own personality, editing around their own personality, or just like being afraid to disagree with the majority opinion. I could go on about celebrities and all that fucking shit. It's actually really easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy to make a huge following. I don't fucking know, but like it's really easy to get people to like you on this platform because so many people are just not themselves. Even if it seems like they are, you just be yourself and be real with it. And what that means is not being perfect all the time, or not being someone people can agree with all the time. That's a big one too. Like I notice even my favorite people, you are not going to agree with everyone on 100% of the things that they say or do. So I don't know why people act like you have to. That's fucking retarded. Like, there's people I follow. There's people I follow that make good points about things, that do some entertaining shit, but then do some really say some real wacky shit. Off the top of my head right now, I'm thinking about Ben Shapiro. It's like sometimes it's like he seems like a cool dude, and then other times it's like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, I can't remember. We said some outlandish shit about gay people. So yeah, I don't need to get into all that. But like, I could go off about it. Like, it's Joe Rogan. That's a pretty good example too. I'm a fan of his, but I don't agree with everything he says or does. I agree with like a lot of it, majority of it. Really, I think the reason people like me and other people like him is because he's open-minded enough to bring anyone on as a guest. That's great in this generation where so many people don't get voices or are censored or whatever. But yeah, that open-mindedness. People like true open-mindedness, not virtue signal open-mindedness. So I guess there's that too. So open-mindedness, being real and raw. You know, like on topic of music, you know, fucking James Hetfield, Metallica, was talking about that. Like, he wants to see a live show, and that means you actually playing. That means you fucking up every now and then because you're a human being, right? We don't need this polished thing where, you know, you're either lip syncing or you have a fucking backing track. We don't want to see that. We can listen to the album at home, right? I'm gonna pay fucking $300 for a ticket or some shit like that for just like what, you know? Yeah. So that, you know, it's like. And maybe that's not the most popular thing, though. I do think about that. The most popular thing, a lot of the times, is to be this polished thing, this overly produced thing, all that kind of stuff. But, like, I'd rather attract other like-minded people than attract just the majority people. Even if my fan base isn't that big. If it's just like fucking 20 people, I think 20 real people is better than, like, fucking 2 million NPCs. You know what I'm saying? Like, And I could rant about pop music and all that kind of shit later, but you know, those I have a lot of things I could say about a lot of things. I did a whole video about Metallica's most recent album and providing my viewpoint on it, which isn't a complete black and white like a lot of people's are about it. It is a rough video because it was me like kind of trying to get back at doing this, but really unsure of myself. But I was just thinking about like money, like if I like came into a lot of money, or like what would be a lot of money for me? What would be comfortable enough to live off of? It wouldn't be the craziest amount in the world because I don't need that many things, and the things I need are cheap things like a fucking new vacuum cleaner. Like it would be like, what frivolous things do you want to spend it on? Because there would be some of those. There would be some nice things I would want with that money, and the amount of money you would need to be comfortable off of depends on like who you are and how much nice cool things you would need. And me, it's not much. I do want a backyard. I don't care as much about having a big house, but a backyard is definitely something I want. I don't have that. I want to have that. So backyard would be nice, but also a car. I don't want a car right now. Well, I do, but I don't. It's hard to explain. You'll see me doing videos in a car and you'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't have a car. I might edit that part out, actually. I have... I would like a nice car. Just because I like cars, but... yeah, I don't know, like... I'm thinking of all the things, like... there would be other things, but other things would be, like, to fund... It wouldn't be purely fun, it would be... to try to make more money off of it. If I had, like, $1 million... I think that would be enough for me to live off of, and I'd be able to get some more... production equipment or hire someone to fucking produce shit for me and then, you know, come out with that shit and like promote it enough to that make some sort of money to feed back into the machine, and then just keep doing that. So there's that. But as far as like frivolous stuff, a nice car and a place that has a backyard is all I can think of. Okay, well, technically, if I really wanted to go out there, really wanted to splurge, I would get a place that's so isolated from the rest of society. That would be nice, but it's not the most necessary thing in the world because it's plenty. Where the specific location I'm at isn't terrible. It's not the loudest fucking place in the world. I don't live in a city. There are people, but yeah, so. But yeah, if I'm being realistic, I think $1 million for me is more than enough. You know, I get inflation's the thing, but I don't imagine it'd be that fucking crazy. Like, I wouldn't need to like go too wild with it.